Привет, дорогие друзья! Сегодняшний выпуск FEDORIV посвящен человеку, который практически спас меня 15 лет назад как менеджера. Потому что моя голова через полгода после того, как я открыл свое первое агентство, которое называлось «Абрикос», и в нем уже работало больше 10 человек, начало превращаться в большой кипящий котел. Потому что я понял, что я ничего не понимаю, как этим всем управлять, что же делать. Я в магазине случайно увидел книгу с депрессивным названием «Как преодолеть кризисы менеджмента», вцепился в нее буквально за первые 100 страниц на топчане или топчине в турецком городе Бильдиби, я понял, что все делал неправильно. Главная теория Ицхака Адизеса заключается в том, что не существует идеального менеджера. Он разбивает менеджеров на 4 типа: рейнджеры, поджигатели, администраторы и интеграторы. И в зависимости от того, на какой точке развития находится ваша компания, вам нужно больше таких или таких менеджеров. Вам нужно их правильно совмещать как пазлики. И кажется, что это достаточно сложно. На самом деле нет. Главное понять суть. И сегодня мы будем говорить с Ицхаком Адизесом, которому больше 80 лет, который продолжает путешествовать, писать книги. Мы будем говорить о будущем менеджмента, о том, что делает организации и менеджеров суперуспешными. Успешный успех!
Hell is going on? That's not called money, it's called bribe. It's difficult to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys. One day you say, where did my life go? Many managers first wipe their nose, then they sneeze. Everybody get in line and shut up. I think the future is in the heart.
Due to love?
Очень большое желание познакомиться и увидеть его вживую. Действительно считаю его человеком эпохи, который внес огромный вклад в развитие менеджмента, лидерства в наше время.
Интересно увидеть доктора Адизеса непосредственно, почувствовать его энергетику.
Для меня это настолько трогательно, настолько впечатляюще, потому что это прикосновение к легенде.
What have changed in management due to the change in the world which have happened during your career?
I don't think we should look at my career because it's too short. We should look at it the bigger picture. I suggest to you to look at it the following way. First we were chimpanzees on the trees. Then we became nomadic, collecting fruit. Then we settled and became an agricultural society. Then we became an industrial society. The common denominator in all of them was muscles, power. That's why the most successful man in the tribe was the best hunter, the strongest one. Okay? Muscle. But when we came into industrial, a new phenomenon started. It was not enough to have muscle, you need to have also brain. But now that we are moving from industrial society to information society, brain is taking totally over. What counts now is not muscle, it's brain. Not how hard you work, but how smart you work. If you watch it, the biggest hotel in the world does not own one hotel.
Booking.com?
No. Airbnb.
Airbnb. Okay.
The biggest taxi company in the world, $100 billion worth, according to the latest, does not own one taxi. What do they own? Information. What is the strength of Amazon? Information. What is the strength of Facebook? Information. We're living in information. So we're substituting muscle for brain. But that is also changing. Because now we're at the beginning of a new revolution. And it is robotics and artificial intelligence. Robotics are going to replace muscles altogether, and artificial intelligence is going to replace the brain. So big question is, what's going to be the future of management? What's going to be the future of humanity? What are people going to do when they're going to be substituted by robots and artificial intelligence? I believe we are at the intersection. It can go one of the two ways. One way is a lot of people are going to give up, especially young people, and going to marijuana, drugs, and just passed away. There is another way. And it is up to go from the brain to the heart. I think the future is in the heart, which means the companies that are going to be successful in the future are not necessarily muscles, are not necessarily even information. Everybody will have information. It will be how well they treat their customers, how well they treat their suppliers, how well they treat their workers, how well they treat their community. Heart. We are moving to the heart now. And there is another angle which I would like to share with you, which is very important. Change is in comparison to the past. What's new is the change is accelerating, going tremendously fast. And it is multidimensional. So change in technology has instant impact on legal aspects, on social aspects, on economic aspects. The whole thing is becoming a big bouillabaisse. Because of that, problems are becoming much faster. If our grandparents were poor but relatively happy, and our parents made a strategic decision maybe every 10 years maybe to move somewhere. We are making decisions every month, every 3 months. And our children are going to make decisions every week. Problems are coming faster and faster and faster. It's not strange that the fastest growing mental disease is depression. People don't know what to do anymore, they give up. Or teenage suicide rate is mushrooming because of rate of change. Why is rate of change causing problems? Why? Because of disintegration. Change is a disintegrating force. It disintegrates. Marketing changes, but production cannot change at the speed of marketing. And finance cannot change the speed of production. People cannot change the speed of finance. So what's happening? Change causes the subsystems to separate and causes problems. Problems are manifestation of change. Problems are manifestation of disintegration. Any problem you have, that your car does not start, that your marriage does not work, that the light does not work, I don't care. Any change, so in a country, in a company, in a marriage, in a person, in a car, in anything, it all comes from disintegration caused by change. Something changed. So if disintegration is the cause of all problems, the solution to all problems is integration. Integration. You have to bring it back together. That's what the garage man does when you bring your car. He puts it back together. That's what the family therapist is supposed to do. Bring the family together. That's what you're supposed to do when you talk about change management. Bring the company together. Especially when you build a brand. Because you're looking outside. Brand is outside. But the outside can change, but the inside does not change. It will not work. You have to bring the outside and the inside to be together. Integration. Then I was thinking to myself, what is the utmost integration? The pinnacle of integration, the maximum integration possible. Love.
Love.
Love. When you love somebody, their pain is your pain. A mother can call her son 4,000 miles away, says, hello, what's happening with you? How do you know? I feel you. When there is love, there is no space, there is no time. No space, no time. We are totally integrated. Love integrates. Look, it's very interesting. What is the biggest, the most integrated stone? The hardest stone that exists is a diamond. That's why it's a diamond, because it's so integrated. That's why it's also the symbol of love. integrated. So what I believe is movement from the brain to the heart, movement towards managing with heart, with love, is what's going to be the next level of management, the next secret of success of future management and companies. It's not going to be artificial intelligence, not robotics. Everybody can have that. It's going to be hard. It has tremendous impact for education, how we train the future managers, future executives. It has repercussions also on the sexual revolution. I believe the future is going to be with women. They're taking over the world because it is brain and heart. It's all because we are moving away from power to feelings.
To feelings. And do you think this heart and feelings, it will also touch biggest companies, or it will remain the role of small and middle?
Oh, no, all companies. And I believe that big companies, if they continue being big, are going to be in trouble. Because it's like an aircraft carrier. How long does it take to change? Not change, to stop an aircraft carrier, you know? You say stop, 5 miles. They are still moving. You cannot stop it. When you try to turn it around, tremendously time consuming. So large corporations in the changing environment are going to not be able to change fast enough. They're going to disappear. What I do in companies, or Adizes Institute works in companies, is how to take an aircraft carrier and make it a flotilla of TP boats, small boats, so to decentralize, to make it a group of companies, not one large operating company, a group of companies with relationships, selling to each other, with service level agreements. So I believe the future is going to be not in large operating company, but in a group concept. A group of companies independently running, commonly owned, it could be commonly owned, but independently running, that serve each other and maybe have profit sharing in each one of the units, so they're motivated to do it. In other words, my goal is to bring the market economy into the company.
If you touched this sensitive topic of love, one of famous Ukrainian investors, he said the phrase, a lot of people say, do what you love. It's a mistake. You don't have to think that way. You have to choose the object or the sphere where you want to invest, where you will get the maximum profit. And if you succeed in that, you will love this business. So choose where is the money and not where what you have fun or what you love. What is your opinion about that?
Good luck to him. I think, look, he's also doing what he loves. Money. He loves money. So when he says, I invest only where I can get maximum money, he's talking about loving money, which is good. So the guy loves money. Good luck for him. So he should invest in places where he can get the maximum money. No problem. He would not do what he's doing unless he loved money.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying is, if you love money, that's what you should do. I agree with him. But if you love more than just money, look, I was invited some years ago to lecture to 5,000 medical doctors in Las Vegas. It's called the Academy of Anti-Aging, how to retard aging. And they have doctors and scientists talking about vitamins and God knows, all medical devices.
Yes.
You know why I was invited?
No.
Because I talked about love. Look, do you realize that people that are in love, they look young? Full with life, they're full with energy, they're so excited, right? even if they're 80 years old. I'm 81 and I travel all over the world and lecture for 6 hours, and fly 20 hours. What the hell are you doing? I love it.
Why?
Because I love to help people. When you told me that I change and help your company, there is no money can buy what I felt. I help somebody. I feel wonderful. What else is there in life to do? What you do in life is not what you take. You take nothing. It's what you leave behind. What you leave behind. And I will tell you about that in a second, but I want to finish. People that are in love look young. People that hate look old. Do you realize that? They just look old. You know why? All the energy is wasted. They have no energy. They're spending it on hate. So, do what you love. You won't age. The future is less to know, less to have, more to be. Because what we know is becoming obsolete so fast. So fast. By the time you learn something, it's already outdated. What you have goes and comes. One good economic disaster, you lose everything. What you are is forever.
Can I ask you one question? When we speak about these things, sometimes they are considered to be, how it's called, the top level discussions, almost philosophical, etc., etc. Sometimes I meet very young people who are at the very basic level of their entrepreneurial development. They're just starting their startup or something like that. And they say, okay, sorry, it's bullshitting. We have to focus on doing right things, etc. And we don't care about, again, love, branding, some other things. Just focus, focus, focus at the very early stage, etc. What can be your advice to young people only starting, who have nothing behind, almost no experience, and they dare to build their successful business?
If you start a business and you're not in love with the business you're starting, it will not work. Look, it's like having a baby 24 hours a day. Starting a business, like the founder of Banco Nacional de Mexico once said, and when he started the bank, his wife told him, "Why are you starting a bank? It's like going to sleep young and waking up old. It's one long nightmare or great dream, but one day you say, where did my life go?" You have to be 110% there. So if a startup guy says, I just want to make money, I promise you he will fail. Why? Because he needs to spend 24 hours a day on starting a business. Total dedication, focus. I agree with him. If you read my book, Corporate Life Cycles, at the beginning, you have to focus on the product.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the market with one eye. The product has to be good, right? So branding and the product is in the background. The focus is on the product. You have to, or the service. It has to work. It has to work. Now that it works, it's called, look, every company is composed of subsystems. You have the client interface subsystem,
mm-hmm.
marketing, sales. You have the production subsystem, engineering, new product development. You have the financial subsystem, human resources subsystem. You cannot focus on all the four simultaneously. You have to develop them in the right sequence. So the first thing you develop is your product, your service. But you watch the other three. You do watch, because if you run out of money, you're in trouble.
Money, and production. Yes.
Yeah. Now, but you start with the production. You watch marketing, you watch sales, you watch finance, you watch people, but they are in the background. The focus is, I would say, 80% on this, 20% on the others. The product is working, quality is working, now it's robust, okay? Now where do I go? Marketing, sales. Now is the time to go outside. But I'm watching finance and human resources. Why watching finance? Because now is not the time for profitability. I just want to be sure I'm not losing money. I'm not trying to make money because I'm trying to match product with the market. Once this is working, now the market is working, the marketing is working, the brand is fine, the product is fine. Now I start working for profitability. Now I start working profitability. When that is working, say, oops, I don't have the right people. Now what do I do? You see the sequence?
Yes.
You cannot develop all of them simultaneously. You have to develop them in the right sequence without the others falling apart.
Can I ask a question about the concept? In your book, if I was right in understanding, you speak about always keeping two things. One is working on integration, on keeping everybody and the company together. And second is keeping the entrepreneurial spirit alive, so that the company is not coming dead. Yes? Is these two things are opposite or they come together? Being an entrepreneurial guy or being an integrator, or how you balance?
Very good question, because an entrepreneur is not a team player. It's just the opposite. He breaks down the team because he walks by his own music. He walks by his own speed, you know. He has his own horizon.
Yes.
And he usually hates teamwork because teamwork stops him, you know. I have to listen to the idiots, you know. Like one entrepreneur told me once, it's difficult to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys, you know. Everybody is a turkey, you know. I'm an eagle here. It depends on their life cycle. For a startup, I'm not so much concerned about teamwork because it's a baby. I'm not going to ask a 4-year-old baby, would you like to go to sleep? What would you like to do?
Do this.
I'm the papa. It's my vision, my company. I'm trying to build something here. Everybody get in line and shut up, you know? A good entrepreneur, though, should be smart enough when he has a dream to ask a question, what do you guys think? Why? Because maybe you're going to create a mess. Maybe you're going to create a disaster. Maybe you're going to fall off the cliff, you know. But it's your dream. And if they don't agree, tough luck, you know. It's your dream. Go and follow your dream. But as a company grows bigger and bigger, you're more and more dependent on others. Now you have to be careful. I would say the following thing with an analogy. We start a company with a big mouth, small ears. As the company grows and moves on the life cycle, the mouth has to become smaller, the ears have to become bigger. Because now you depend on others and you don't know what's happening anymore. In a small company, a founder knows everything. You go to a store, he knows every product, where it is, you know. He knows the store by heart.
Yes.
But when you have 20 stores, it's not the same anymore. Now you have to rely on others. And others have to tell you what's going on. So now you have to listen to the body. You have to listen to your toe. You have to listen. So now the teamwork starts becoming more and more important, more and more important, more and more important. So what happens to the entrepreneurial spirit, which is in conflict, right? At that stage, you should have institutionalized entrepreneurship and not individualized, personalized entrepreneurship. That's why, and I look at organization chart, I want to have a strong marketing department, strong strategic planning department, strong new product development department, strong R&D, research and development department. You see?
Yeah.
So now it is not in a person anymore. It's in the structure. So it's systematized and it can work together. And the job of the top guy is to make it work together.
So
Look at my hand. This is the symbol of Adizes, Adizes symbol. This is called a khamsa in the Middle East. This is a blessing. Go to any church of any denomination, Christian or Hindu, except Jewish. Jewish doesn't allow it, doesn't allow symbols. What do you see? different fingers together. That is what a blessing is. That's what the saints in the church on the wall stand like this. They're blessing you. They say, be different, but together. This is a blessing. And this is a curse. Different, not together. You see that? Mm-hmm. Now, which finger is the most important one? Not this one. This is the entrepreneur. Go do this. This one. Because it works with every finger. It makes a hand. So as a company grows, we have to move from this finger to this finger. And now the entrepreneurial spirit, which is this is now the P, is the E, has to work together with others. And who will make it work together? Now the role of the founder, if he's still a founder, or the CEO, is entrepreneurial, but he has to rely on the data getting from the organization. Mm-hmm. His job is much more integration, putting it together.
What are the top 3 mistakes all the top managers do, which really breaks the companies and make them die? Top 3 mistakes.
Arrogance, arrogance, arrogance.
Arrogance. Being bad to people. Or what do you mean by arrogance?
Thinking that I know best and I don't have to listen to anybody and I can take as many chances as I believe in and it will be okay, especially entrepreneurs. They make that mistake all the time. In other words, they don't hear. I call them autistic managers. They don't hear. They live in their own little world. This is the mistake.
How to change it?
You have to feel the environment. You have to feel the people. You have to feel the employees. You have to feel the market. You have to feel what's going on. As a matter of fact, I like managers that say, I am ignorant. I'm constantly learning. I know I'm not the smartest in the world. So I'm learning. I'm looking for smart people to tell me. I'm constantly learning. The best manager is the one that is constantly learning.
With big ears.
Big ears. The mistake is called arrogance. I'm fine, I'm making money. Everything is good, you know.
Self-confidence
over self-confidence. That's why I call it arrogance.
Do you think that marketing can be separated from management now? Because I understand that in the contemporary world, when everything is becoming integrated, really, I understand that marketing and management is the science of managing people's behavior with content. What do you think about that?
I think you're biased, obviously, because you consult on branding. It's not less important in your product development. It's not less important in your technologies. Not less important correctly financing the growth of the company. Not less important developing the people to be able to do what the future will request them to do. Mm-hmm. All of them. So now what's the common denominator? E. The top guy has to be E. E. Entrepreneurial. There's under him or her finance, research and development, new product development, marketing, strategic planning, human resources development, all the development of the future should be for the top guy. Now, what we might have if the company is big enough, I will have a senior vice president in charge of all of this. You understand? Mm-hmm. Then he has now a new job. He listens to what the E says. He has the top guy in charge of a P, all the production, sales, charging A, accounting, human resources administration, quality control, security. Now his job is to integrate. So depending on the size of the company, depending on the companies of their life cycle, I would say you're right, but it depends on the life cycle. For instance, if the company is after infancy in go-go, his job is marketing. I remember I told you the sequence. Sure. You develop the product, then you develop the marketing. That's what he should do. But by the time the company is in prime, he has a department doing that. And he's supposed to be sure that it's integrated with other departments That his main job is to listen and to see that nobody outpaces. I've helped a company grow from $12 million to $4 billion.
What was the company?
Now it's called Wonderful. They have Fiji water. They're the biggest market, the biggest in pistachios in the world. They're the biggest farm in America. And you know what the secret is? Alliance. Alliance. You don't allow any subsystem to go too far away from the other subsystem. Marketing outpaces production. We have problems of quality and inventory, you wouldn't believe it. You see? So you have to say, oh, wait, catch up. Wait, catch up. So nobody outpaces the others. It's always, look, this is not normal. That's what we want and should have. This is normal.
And you bring it together.
Because change causes it to fall apart. And your job is to bring it together. No company should grow like this. When somebody tells me, Dr. Adizes, we have grown 35% every year for the last 5 years. I say, oh my God, you have a problem. I say, problem? We're doing 35% every year. I mean, we're doing so well. I said, you have a problem. Because it's falling apart and you don't even know it yet. It's going to catch up. Because it's like building a multi-level apartment building. You have foundations for 3 floors. Now you added the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th floor. It's going to fall apart. It is falling apart. Bring it together. A company should, what Adizes does, Adizes Institute works with many companies like this. It says, stop, let's redo the foundations. Grow, grow, grow. Stop, let's redo the foundations. Grow, grow, grow. Because when you grow up, let's say, to $40 million, you're already falling apart.
Why?
Because it is, you have the foundations of 5 million, you have the foundations of 2-3 million. 40 million, you don't even know what's going on anymore. So now you have to redo your mission. Where are we going? Maybe we went in too many directions. We have to refocus. Where are we going? To redo the organization chart, to redo the information flow, to redo the reward system, to redo the information system. Now you're getting organized for 40 million until you hit 150 million. Oh, redo it to be $500 million. Redo it to be $1 billion. Redo it to be $2 billion. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that I simplify, but for our viewers, what are the top 3, top 5 tools, actions top manager has to do daily or weekly or monthly to bring the company together?
There are things that you have to do weekly. There are things that you have to do monthly. There are things that you have to do quarterly. There are things you have to do annually. Let's start with annually. I recommend that you annually review where are we on the life cycle, what problems do we have, which of the problems are normal, which of the problems are not normal. Like you doing personally, go to an annual medical checkup. I feel good, I don't care. Annual checkup. A company should have an annual checkup. Then from the problems, which can you solve alone? Which of the problems require teamwork? And teamwork takes time, which means we cannot solve all the problems. So we have to decide which problems we're going to postpone. We have to do the sequence. Sequence is very, 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 very important. To sneeze and to wipe your nose is the right sequence. Many managers first wipe their nose, then they sneeze. For instance, we don't recommend to reward systems. Oh, we are losing market share, we need to motivate our salesmen, let's give them more money. That's not called money, it's called bribe. You're bribing them to sell more. You have to find out what's wrong in the system, why they're not selling, what's the problem with the product, what's the problem with the quality, what's the problem with the branding, what's the problem with the promotion. The poor guy is trying to sell, but he doesn't have the support. So annual checkup, annual redefinition of your mission, annually. Where are we going? Is any changed? Quarterly, you have an executive committee meeting, and we review our financials. We review, are we implementing our plans? Are we solving the problems that we identified in the diagnosis? Because what happens in a company is not what's expected, but what is inspected. Are you inspecting execution of what you decided? Too many, especially entrepreneurs, manage by expectations. I expect it to happen, I told them, that's it. You have to inspect. I always have an assistant. He has to write down all the decisions we decided, by when they're supposed to be done, and he's saying, hello, the date has arrived, let's check it whether they did it or not. So we are always following up, inspecting. That's quarterly. Monthly, I would say an ongoing review of changes we need to make. Don't wait for 3 years. Maybe we made some tactical changes already. Okay? And weekly, I have my weekly executive committee. How is it going? What are we doing? What we are not doing? What should we be doing? Thank you very much. Out, go.
Cool. What was the most dramatic but the most successful case of you helping a company?
Well, I'll tell you one company that people can find about it in our website, www.adises.com. It's a company in Mexico. The name of the company is FRISA, F-R-I-S-A. And I'm very proud of them. Oh my God. Look, FRISA has grown from a small company to be a multinational company. I was visiting them, and the founder took me to go down through the production line, and it's clean like a pharmacy. Unbelievable clean, beautiful, clean. And people really care. They care about the place. There is nobody special unit that cleans. They clean themselves their working space. Very proud of that. There is a pride in your working space. And then he says, Dr. Adizes, why don't you ask any worker here, how is the company doing? So I stopped the worker. Say, how is the company doing? He gave me the financial results, quarterly profits, quality control problems, turnover problems. What the hell is going on? So he said, how come he knows all of it? He says, we do profit sharing with the worker, last worker down there. The last worker, he knows what percentage he gets of the profits. All he has to do is multiply it, he knows the profits of the company. Now something interesting you should know. In Monterrey, where that company is in Mexico, there was a problem of rich people getting abducted by gangs for money. And this company hired an Israeli company to evaluate security. And that company said to him, your biggest problem is that everybody knows how much money you're making. You're inviting the gangs to go after you. He said he did not sleep that night. Now, is he going to follow the values and share and work together, you know? He made a rule that the bathrooms in the company for the workers have to be as beautiful and clean like in a Hilton hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much he takes care of the workers. He doesn't have his own dining room. He eats with the workers in a beautiful dining room. Clean, beautiful dining room. Integration, 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 integration. And you see in the movie, people say, I love to go to work. I love to go to work. I will not work for any other company. So he decided to continue doing the profit sharing. Who do you think protected him so nothing will happen to him?
Workers.
Absolutely, my friend. Yes, my friend. There was a flood. The company is on the river, on the banks of a river. You will see it in the movie. And one day there was a flood, and the river got out of the banks, and there was mud 1 meter high. And the whole factory was covered by mud. Not his factory. All the factories along the river. He got in the morning, he heard about it, he ran to the factory. And what did he see? And in the movie he will see it. He started to cry. All the workers were already there. Not the workers. Their wives, their children, their parents, their neighbors. Everybody was there cleaning up the factory. All the other factories took them 3 months to get back to work. They were back to work within 3 weeks.
Due to love
Love.
and sharing love.
Sharing, integration. He has a rule. I want my workers to be the best paid workers in the city. The best paid for the job. And you will see in the movie, people kill for the company. And he's doing very well. He's not losing money because of it.
But do you mean that paying the best money is love?
Yeah, because they care for you.
So does it mean that if you want to deliver real love,
No.
pay
but-
more, or
No. You don't buy love. You're talking about buying love. I
Yeah.
pay you a lot, to show you that I love you. No.
But how it works?
But what it works is that I care for you as much as I care for myself, and I want you to be a winner. Not I'm only the winner. You are a winner too. We are all winners. That's what I mean. And if it means I give you the best health services, and another company recommended that they provide, because it's Mexico, people down there at the bottom don't make a lot of money, is that the company will give fellowships for the children of the workers to go to the university. I take care of your children. This is all showing I care for you. It's not only for myself.
I was told that your last book, which is only coming, is about using your management methodologies in personal life,
In family life.
in family life. Can you tell a little bit more about it?
Over the years, people will come to me and say, Dr. Adizes, I use your methodology in my marriage, and it saved my marriage. I never intended to make my methodology for marriage. What do I know? Second guy tells me the same thing. Oh, it works beautifully in a marriage. In my family, after 5 people tell you you are drunk, you better go and lie down, right? So apparently I said, there must be something.
Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking, there is something. That's why I wrote the book. What is the something? A family is also an organization. It has mission, has the value system, has a structure, who does what, who is responsible for what, has budgets, has responsibilities, reward system, recognition. So I said, why don't we manage it like a company? I don't call it therapy, because therapy is really psychological.
Yes. Yes.
I'm talking coaching. What does it mean? Well, what did I recommend for a company to do? Have a weekly meeting, right, of the executive committee.
Yes.
Family meeting should be 2. By the way, when do we have a meeting? When we have a crisis. Don't wait for the crisis. Choose the time. Every Sunday morning, every Monday morning, I don't care. Choose a time. Every week, we give 2 hours, whatever, for a family meeting. We have a family meeting. What is a family? Including the children. You won't believe how much the children know. Don't ignore them. And depending on the problem, maybe the problem is such that we need to bring the parents-in-law, because the mother-in-law can be a major source of trouble, So she has to come to the meeting too. Whatever we need to solve, let's bring the people to the meeting. So we have a weekly meeting. We have assignments. We decide on, that should be done before you get married. How do you see the marriage? Do you want to live in the town? Do you want to live in the village? Do you want a small house? Do you want a big house? How many children do you want? How many children I want to have? Do you want to work or do you want to be a mother? What do you visualize? How is this family going to be? And maybe we have totally different vision. So we better not get married because it's going to be a problem. Unless you're willing to accept. I accept, you accept, and we will find a way. But we have to make the decision ahead of time. And that mission can change over time. Because now we have many children. Now what are we going to do? Smaller house, bigger house. Decisions have to be made as a family. The old paradigm was, I'm the man, I wear the pants, I decide, everybody follow, end of the story. Old paradigm, new paradigm. We work together. We decide on where are we going. We decide on responsibilities. We decide on budgets. We decide on reward system. How do we reward the children? Or does a woman have a budget of her own? Who spends the money? Who decides? So really it is about family as a united unit where we listen to each other and make decisions together. And somebody might have the last word. So we are not going to have a voting. This is not going to be a kibbutz or a sovkhoz or something. Who is the last word? I don't know. Maybe on money it is a woman. And on children education is the father. But somebody has to, this is my area, my area. I have the final word. I have the final word.
And
That's what the book is about.
what are your plans? What are your business and personal challenges for the coming 10 years?
I'm 82, 10 years. You're very optimistic. I gave myself 3 years. First goal is to be healthy.
Healthy.
I have to really regain my muscles that I lost. I lost a lot of muscle, 2 years of kaput. And that's the first goal. Second goal is to write more. I have so many books I want to write. And the third goal is to stop consulting and give big lectures. Very big lectures, because spread the message. Consulting is going small groups. My associates at Adizes Institute do a very good job. They should do the consulting and training. I should not. I should write, lecture, and take care of my health. Thank you very much, and I am thrilled because this video goes to CIS countries. CIS countries are used to management style of this type, and that's what's holding you up, because only these fingers are not thinking. You're wasting a lot of very good brain. By going to this model, you'll be using all the brains you have in the company. And that's very important. That's what's holding up, I think, many of these countries. Another thing to be careful of is that some political ideologies agree we need to be together, but equal, not different. Communism, fascism, racism, that's the danger that we are facing in the future. That we are not going to accept diversity. We want sameness. And sameness is paralysis. And this world is moving in that direction, unfortunately. Thank you. Hello, I am Dr. Ицхак Адизес, and I am proud to create methodologies and programs that change people's lives.
Еще хотел сказать одну вещь, что те люди по статистике, которые прочитали книгу Ицхака Адизеса «Управление жизненным циклом корпораций», они намного больше предрасположены к тому, чтобы подписаться на FEDORIV, колокольчик. Если Ицхак Адизес тоже каким-то образом повлиял на жизнь вашей организации, пожалуйста, расскажите об этом в комментариях или задайте вопрос, на который кто-нибудь ответит. Все.